Liza here, and today we have a fun little topic. December comes with the holidays, right?
It does.
December in the Springs is gorgeous. There's the snow-capped Pikes Peak. Tejon is bustling.
America's Mountain.
America's Mountain.
Yeah.
Isn't that what America the Beautiful
Yeah, that's
is
where
written
America
about?
the Beautiful was written, up on the top of that.
Wow. You learned something new.
Good old, what's her name, who wrote that up there?
We're super patriotic.
We're super
because we know the name.
Betsy Ross. No, it was not her. Definitely
she's
not
the
her.
flag lady.
She's the flag lady. Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay, we'll get emails on that one.
But our calendars do start to fill up a lot in December. And so some of those things are really great, like family gatherings or going to concerts and caroling. But sometimes your yes can get louder and your soul gets quieter. So you're not alone. And if that feels like you, welcome to the Light and Life podcast. We're glad you're here. Advent is literally a season of waiting. And so, Tim, help us put language, I think, to the pressure that young adults might be feeling around commitments, and help us to come up with some like healthy guardrails of, you know, what's good, what's fruitful, and what's damaging.
Yeah.
That was loaded.
I love Advent. I love Christmas. I love the fact that God has given us this time that everything goes different. My calendar goes real different. I mean, it does. It is true. There's probably more on it, but there's also just a difference. Like the things that are on it are totally different things. They're big gatherings, big events, big parties, things that people are pouring a lot of energy into making special, and that do produce memories and joyful experiences, and so it gets ramped, you know, like there's this, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do or so much more on my calendar. But I think, and that might be ministry. That might be a privilege of being in Christian ministry, because I think if I were in a job that nothing was changing in my job except now it's also Christmas,
right,
that I would feel a lot of that added calendar pressure that others do. But for me personally, it just sort of like is a shift. It's like, oh, the old things are sort of off the calendar and a bunch of new things are on the calendar. And so it is a little bit different, but how do you manage the pressure of what to say yes to, where to be, how to apply your energies in what is really meant to be a season of waiting and expectation, where you're sort of deepening your thirst for Jesus, deepening your longing for his arrival, and really praying for Christmas. I mean, I've been talking with elders with the team here just about how Christmas for our church is the most powerful evangelistic outreach event of our year. Some churches just don't have like big Christmas things. They have lots of young adults that go to be with their families. We're actually one of those churches that swells 3-4 times over for Christmas Eve. And we know that there's a lot of people in the room that don't know the Lord. And I have in my office, every year there's someone who comes to my office and says, I met the Lord at Christmas Eve this year. And,
that's awesome.
And I know, it's awesome. So so we get excited about, you know, ramping up for that and making that really special. And what were we talking about again? Oh, but guarding your heart and getting ready for the stuff that matters most. But you said something really interesting.
What?
You said your yes gets louder and your soul goes quiet. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, I don't think it's a secret that I'm an extrovert, and
what?
I know. And so I think a lot of times I put pressure on myself to like be the facilitator of such gatherings. And I'd taken a step back from that maybe a few years ago, and now I'm back in this position where I'm like Mrs. Social Butterfly, which is a beautiful thing. But it does feel like the pressure to be this host, and I'm putting more energy on like how I'm viewed and how my casserole turned out than I am on, you know, the right things about Christmas. It actually makes me think a lot about like what I thought the best Christmas was. Which was a story for another time, and it didn't involve Christ at all. And now in retrospect, I'm like, oh my gosh, the best Christmas is actually after I moved here and I went back home the first time after moving here and realized like how much redemption there's been in my family or in,
you're seeing
when it's not
lens,
materialistic.
you've got different glasses on. You're not just having the Christmas gimme moment.
Yes.
Or the Christmas, like Christmas gimme materialistic, but also Christmas gimme emotionalistic. Like, give me that old Christmas feeling. And if it's not coming, maybe,
It's weird that it's still warm out right now.
Well, yeah, that's weird for us. It doesn't feel like Tennessee or Georgia or something right
yes.
now.
Tennessee hasn't snowed on Christmas in a few years, but when it does, it's a big deal. It floods your Instagram page.
I was a kid in Tennessee when it snowed.
See?
I mean, I know what that's like.
We're connected.
I remember.
Well, but even like when I go home, my mom too is a social butterfly, and she has her calendar packed with like, okay, this social circle is separate from this social circle, and we can't combine these people because who's going to be the glue to the different groups, and just constantly saying yes and focusing way more on like feeling this rush of people pleasing maybe, and being like this great host or being this likable person than actually sitting and waiting for Christ or having
time to be expectant and so that's what you mean your soul goes quiet. Like your soul is not.
Yeah, it's almost like a distraction.
Okay.
I'm distracting myself from, what I really should be sitting with and pondering on. And
it just made me think like, okay, what is a loud soul? Like if your soul's going quiet, what would it mean for your soul to be expressive, for your soul to be like loud and full? It just was a really interesting phrase. So I don't want to go off down the wrong like rabbit hole. But
do you know what I'm talking about? The old ladies that dance down the aisle at churches?
That is a loud soul.
That's a loud soul.
That's a loud soul.
Everyone had one growing up. Everyone had one of those ladies, I feel like.
That is. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it might be you.
That's like saying you don't have everyone has a weird side of the family, and if you don't have a weird side of the family, you might be the weird side. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
But I think, in the fullness of events, and this is true in December, in January, in February, I mean, year round, in the fullness of events, how do you keep a loud soul? How do you keep your soul present?
Yes.
How do you keep your soul expressive? How do you keep your soul in the moment? I mean, I think for me, when I get busier, fuller in my schedule, there's a part of me that's just like so excited. Like, wow, I get to do this podcast. I get to do this teaching. I'm doing teaching in a couple of areas that I've longed to do for years. And it's just like fires me up. And I'm so excited. And I almost can't sleep because I'm jazzed about teaching and upcoming messages. And oh my goodness, we get to, I preach all year long, right? But when you're preaching up to Christmas or you're preaching up to Easter, there's a different kind of energy and jazz, and you're just so fired up. But I can easily get to the point where my soul is left a little bit behind in all those things.
Yeah.
And my body's way up here, and my soul is somewhere back there, and has gone quiet. And so that's something I'm trying to grow in. Is just it might mean going slower, but it might mean an intentional awareness of being in your shoes, of being in the place where you are. One of my counselor friends talks about just being present to your body through your senses. And
the groundwork.
Grounding.
I've been through that.
Have you been through that? You done that?
A lot of it.
Yep.
How are you feeling? How's your body? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Shut up.
You tell me.
Yeah, I've got stuff to do. Yeah. And so for him, he shared, what he needs to feel his soul catch up with his body and to soothe himself and to come to himself, let his soul get loud and exuberant again, is he loves to feel the air outside. So roll down all the windows of the car, turn the radio off, and sometimes I love to do that. Okay, so this is actually true. So,
when you say you like to, are you the kind of guy that waves your hand through the window?
No, this is a true story. When I'm done on Christmas Eve, this is what happens with Tim. I get in my car, It's midnight, 12:30. It's Christmas morning, and I'm headed home after pouring it all out, leaving it all on the field. All right, come on.
You gave your all.
Left it all on the field. But it's time to feel my soul. And so on my way home, I roll down all the windows and the sunroof and blast the heat. And blast the heat.
Okay.
And drive with all that wind and air.
Uh-huh.
And the other benefit is if Santa's sleigh comes by, I definitely interact with it. Like
totally.
I'm going to hear because all the windows bells are down. But that's how to keep your soul caught up with your body, or to keep a presence of your whole self, your integrity of your whole self, even when you're moving fast through things. I think is a real challenge. It's a real discipline.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that saying, you should go touch grass.
Go touch grass. I love that saying.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's meant to be kind of like, isn't it meant as an insult?
Sometimes. Other times it's like, oh, it was so good to get out and touch grass today. It's almost like bless your heart. Like bless your heart can either be an insult or it can be like, oh, bless your heart. Like,
can it?
It can absolutely not be an insult sometimes. Like, oh, bless his heart. That's awful. Blah, blah, blah.
Praying for him.
Yeah. But if it's like, bless your heart.
Bless his heart.
Touch grass can be the same thing.
Right.
You know?
I think it's a worthy endeavor. I mean, I think it's a, when
doing it to feel something.
There are times that you need to feel. We're living in such an incredibly disembodied life. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk. I think we'll get to that. What I want to talk about when you bring up this topic is, I want to talk about Sabbath and healthy limitations of being a human being. So we'll get there, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Well, this is personal. I'm about to get deep. What was the first yes that you said that you realized cost you your peace?
Whoa. The first, like...
Well, or just what's one that comes to mind, because I think a lot of us can probably relate to the idea of saying yes reluctantly and going to something when you like really need to sleep or you don't feel awesome.
Yes.
And, I think protecting our peace is important. But, is there a time?
Probably
you have to be careful.
Probably when I signed up for the U.S. Army Reserve.
That's hilarious.
No, that is a big life story thing. I mean, I really had a sense that maybe I was in the season of my life. I was in Oxford, and I had done a stint with the Army Reserve as a chaplain, and I was moving back to the United States, and it was a moment of decision. Should I call my chaplain recruiter, organizer, like my area director kind of thing, and say like, hey, I need a slot for a reserve unit? Or is God just calling me to fully devote myself to the PhD and maybe some interim ministry work and campus ministry work? And like I prayed about it, and my prayer partner in England, he prayed about it, and he said, Tim, I think you're supposed to go home and say no to that. I don't think you're supposed to continue in that. And now you're going to raise like enormous theological questions, because this is a huge part of my life story, is that I did not say no, and I did get in to a unit, and that unit got called up to support Operation Iraqi Freedom, and there were lots of alterations in my life that were included in all of that. But I do look at that moment and think, I wonder, this is such a non-Presbyterian thing to say, I wonder if I was supposed to say no to that obligation. And gosh, I mean, I don't know. But that comes to mind. Yeah, there's times when you feel like, am I in the right space? I'm tired. I'm overtired. I have to be honest and say, this isn't one of those areas that I'm regularly feeling like, whoa, I blew it.
Okay.
I way overextended myself.
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but...
See, I go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm definitely at
my
places
friends
where...
laugh at me.
And I don't want to say this out loud either, but I'm definitely at places where, like, I'd rather not. But
yeah.
But
cordial.
But God's called me to be there,
Yeah.
and it's like an honor to represent our church and to be with people who, who I do love, and I'm happy to see them. And like, yeah, I could easily go home and just watch Charlie Brown Christmas or something, but
Right.
But I'm still out here at 9:30 at night, and I've definitely had those moments. But it doesn't feel like, whoa, I said yes too much. It's more, here's a moment where the rubber band's getting stretched.
I think I wrestle. I think there's a fine line between like protecting your peace, if you will, in saying no, and self-absorption. And I wrestle with that a lot because I think, when I say I go from one end of the spectrum to the other, it's like I'm exerting all my energy, I'm with people all the time, and then I make myself sick because I'm quite literally not sleeping, or, all my resources go elsewhere and not poured into myself, and then I'm left struggling and worried. Just things like that. And then I'll have this, what I think is a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah.
And then I become a really self-centered person, and I go from one extreme to the other. I turn into this hermit person who says no to everything. It's finding the balance is hard but then I get guilty because I'm like, wow, I've been really selfish these past few weeks. And there's areas where I can, extend myself, and I do have the capacity. And I work a remote job now. And so, I probably shouldn't say this, but I got a little mouse mover. It's like a robot that moves my mouse to me.
Oh, my gosh.
So that it looks like I'm online.
Wow. That's what I do in the pulpit.
Do you?
Yeah.
A robot,
There's
Tim?
a little robot mouse that's making it look like I'm present, but I'm actually just totally somewhere else.
But it's like if I need to put on my little robot and go for a coffee date with someone, I have the capacity to do that. So when I don't do it, I feel guilty.
So can I say something that's just weirdly pragmatic? I learned about 10, 12 years ago that energy monitoring was more important than time monitoring, and that there are things in my life that God's put in my life that are my responsibility and my honor, my privilege, that drain me. Like these are going to be drainers, energy drainers, and there are things that are going to be energy fillers, that I'm going to feel my energy filling back up while I'm doing that activity. So this is the weirdly pragmatic part. On my calendar, my computer Outlook calendar, those things on my calendar are color coded.
Really?
So that I can look at my week and I can see where I'm going to be totally tapped out. But I can also see, that's coming, where have you ever driven a hybrid car?
I have one.
And, does it have the screen on it where you can tell if you're using you're charging the battery or you're sucking the energy out of the battery?
Yes.
And it flow, I can see on my calendar where the arrow's going to switch back. And it's the energy's going to flow back in right there.
I don't ever charge, because my hybrid, it's a Jeep. First of all, if you drive a Jeep and it's a hybrid, you get made fun of at Jiffy Lube. That has happened to me, and it's tough.
Did Jeep riders still give you the thumbs up and stuff?
Yes, they do. Okay. No one knows until you're at Jiffy Lube, and then they're like, why is this so quiet? And then they make fun of you for being some tree hugger. I don't know. But I never plug it in. I only run it on gas.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to regenerate from the brakes, but it just doesn't. So I operate it like a gas-only car.
It's basically a gas car.
Yeah. When it's fully charged on battery, it goes maybe 20 miles, 30 miles. That's it. And then it's empty, and it takes 16 hours to charge again.
But I'd say...
Do better, Jeep.
Yeah, do better.
Do better.
I'd say I don't expect Jeep to be really good at hybrid cars, so I'll just put that out there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does.
But I think we can be good.
Yes, at regenerating
recharging our battery.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Brought to you by Jeep. And which I think is a really pragmatic thing to do. Look at your December and just know. And if you're in a relationship with somebody, like I'm in a relationship with my wife, and for us to almost look together and be like, whoop, right here is where it'll be just about the bottom of the barrel. But right here is where I'm going to get recharged again. I'm going to be more present again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be, more energized and really funny and all that stuff again. Because when my soul goes quiet back there, what people see is a present Tim who isn't like my eyes are not twinkling.
Right.
I'm there. I'm with you, but I'm not on the edge of my seat jumping into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just you've seen that, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've seen yeah.
Yep, that's right. So I think that's really pragmatic. But I want to talk about Sabbath. Because and then I want you to tell me what young adults in particular are facing when they stare at December. But most of technology is our attempt to overcome the limitations of our body. Most technological advances are our attempt not to be stuck temporally and spatially in the body that God gave us. I want to be present around the world. I want to call someone who's on the other side of the world. I want to be involved in 3 different meetings that are happening in 6 different states. And,
And I'm going to have a note taker that's AI on that meeting in 6 different states so that I actually don't have to be present for it.
Right. Or I'm going to reduplicate myself through AI.
Of course.
And most of technology is our attempt, some good, lots of good, but it's our attempt to manipulate nature and our knowledge of nature to overcome the limitations of our body. As Christians, we need to remember our bodies are really good things. And God put us in our bodies for really good reasons. And the limitations of our body are healthy. And so when our body is tired, when our body is hungry, when our body needs to be one place, we are where we are. We need to let our soul catch up and be loud again right where we are. And so the primary discipline of living into the limitations of being a human being is the practice of Sabbath, the 4th commandment of the 10 commandments, the one that we all pat each other on the back for breaking, Yeah. Like there's no other commandment that we're like, hey, good job, you committed adultery. Like, but when...
Put that on a highlight reel.
Hey.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
that's true.
You stole something. Hey, you're super envious. But hey, you're super hardworking. Man, you push through. Man, you rise and grind.
That is such a good point.
You go. You're grabbing more than anybody else is grabbing. Wow, you're reaching hard. You're really dedicated. Wow, you're sacrificing. We congratulate each other for breaking the Sabbath.
That is such a good point.
And so one thing to do when you're looking at your calendar, your energies, is to make sure those Sabbath moments are falling in there. Mm-hmm. God's idea is roughly every 7 days.
Yeah.
And so where is that space for that renewal to happen? Sabbath just means stop. Don't get so complex about it. Don't get so overrun by it. Don't get legalistic about it, where it becomes a shame cycle of beating yourself up for not accomplishing your own personal objectives. It just means stop. Even if you want to do like a Friday night Sabbath for 3 hours, just light a candle, stop work, stop striving, stop the ambition, stop the need to have everything around you perfect or organized or controlled. Just stop. Yeah. Take a walk, enjoy something beautiful, eat a nice meal, laugh. Just stop.
Can I ask if you consider, and this is a hard question because it might be both, if you consider Sabbath rest in preparation for the things ahead or in recovery for the things prior?
Yeah, ideally you don't run yourself ragged and then desperately recover. Mm-hmm. That is the primary pattern of the American adult.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is I'm going to run myself ragged.
We work and then we die.
work. You'll sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
But honestly, work. And when I get to, Cancun or when I get to Vegas, I'll really relax. And if you worked hard for 6 weeks straight and you've got 4 days to relax, that's not even going to begin to cool off the gears inside your inner being. Mm-hmm. And so this regular pattern of of rest. And as the Lord set it up, Sabbath is the first day of the week. And so that's actually, he wants us to understand and enjoy rest before we've done anything at all. And so he wants us to rest in him before we've accomplished or overcome or striven or tried or any of that. He wants us to know rest in him simply as a child of God, as a daughter of the Father, beloved, treasured, just for being who you are, and then step out into the challenges that are in front of us. So when you think about a young adult facing December, what are the yeses that are pressurizing or like going to suck energy away and make December frantic?
I think a lot of people my age, I'm 27, so there's baby showers, there's wedding showers, there's having to go to every single white elephant party of
all the different
friend
circles.
Groups. Yeah. Spending all this money. Just baking all this food. Trying so hard to be intentional that you're not being intentional with yourself.
Okay.
But that's the struggle, like I said before, is then it's like, okay, if I'm thinking about being intentional with myself, and am I selfish then? I don't know. So just finding that balance, because it does feel like, and it's written here, disappointing people feel scarier than disappointing myself and my body and my body's limitations. Why is that?
That's a great point. Yeah. There's probably two sides to that coin. One is I want to love and be loved, and I want to value the people who value me. So I want to have a yes for them. But the other side of that could be I'm really worried about my perception, about people's perception of me. And if I'm not there, I can't relax because I'm aware of my absence in that environment where someone might be saying, "Where's Tim?"
Yeah.
And I think, so just shooting from the hip, I'm always encouraged by the truth that people think a lot less of you than you think.
Yes, that's true.
And I don't mean they don't like you. I just mean they think about you less than you worry about them thinking about you.
Yeah.
And everybody's busy, and everybody's got grace for each other, and so have grace for yourself, and know that some things you're going to go. I mean, hot tip: showing up for 20 minutes and disappearing out the back is also a valid choice.
The good old Irish goodbye. Totally, really.
Because you want to value those people and say, love you, and this is...
Just show up.
Yeah, just show up. Yeah. And to try to be present. But, does that help?
I think
it is something that you have to learn to navigate, to find the balance.
Yeah.
But I would challenge listeners to just sort of think about being present to yourself and to the Lord, whatever environment you're in. So here I am, at a party I didn't really want to go to, and just have a little smile with the Lord on the inside. Say, Lord, I'm kind of tired, and to be honest, this is a party I didn't want to be at, but I love this friend, and
I want to show up for them.
I want to show up for them. But Lord, let me know when to leave.
Yeah, that's great. And I think, honestly, that ties a bow up on this episode, because the closing challenge is really to pause, pray, and protect. Like you said, schedule some blocks of time on your calendar to really pray and just be, and maybe even reflect. But get an accountability partner. Tell someone what you plan on doing. And let us know how that goes. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching or listening, and we'll see you guys next time.